Hi everybody, hopefully you'll be able to see this today. Inside your kits you should have some top note shapes which I've already pre-cut. You'll have a piece of A5 cardstock and you should have some other pieces that will mat and layer together and some ribbon. Okay, I'm using the vintage paper from the Mini, which is really pretty. Now what you're going to do, we're going to start with your piece of A5 cardstock and you're going to score it. Okay, I scored it at 2 centimetres, 9 centimetres, 11.5 centimetres and 18.5 centimetres, and I'll put these score lines on the blog so the measurements are there. And then I scored at 2.5 on that side and 2.5 on this side. Okay, I'll put those measurements on the blog. What we're going to do is, this is going to be your gift box. So we're going to take, once you've scored all your lines, you're going to just cut your flaps on your box. Okay, and this is going to create the base for our box. I'm going to stick mine together with snail so I can unpeel it again. Okay, so each corner has got some snail. I'm going to fold the edges up. So I've got the base of my box. Okay, so my box just fits together like that. Now you're going to have a couple of top note pieces. Now you'll have a different amount depending on your kit. So I've got a card top note here and I'm just going to stick that onto the top of my box. In fact, I'm going to do it upside down because then I can stick it on. And then I've got one of the pattern paper ones. Now as you look at the side of it, there's a little perforation all the way around the edge. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting along the perforation on the pattern paper, just around the edges of my top note. Just going to cut the corner off there, I didn't quite follow that. Now the paper's double-sided so you can use whichever side you want to, but I'm just going to mount my top note on here. Ooh, okay, that's more or less straight, just on the top. And I'm going to do something similar on the bottom. I'm going to stick another top note just on the bottom, like that. Ooh. If you use sticky strip, it will stick together a lot easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just on this front corner, my sides keep popping undone. I'm going to, you should probably do this actually before you stick it on the box, would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Just going to pop a hole through the front there and one through the bottom. So do that before you stick it on, not like I did. Okay, and I just flattened the point at the back and you should have a long piece of ribbon. I'm just going to cut mine now. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to this ribbon just so that it stays put. And where I've punched the holes, I'm going to thread the ribbon through the hole at the front. Stick my adhesive. Oh, nothing wants to stick today. Do you have days like that when nothing wants to go right? You hear my children murdering each other in the background, I'm sorry. Okay, so once you've done that, you've threaded your ribbon through the top, you can then tie your little box shut. You can do it with a bow, you can do it with a knot, whatever you fancy. And I've also given you some spare cardstock. Okay. And what I would put on mine would be probably one of the flowers. So what I'm going to show you now is the Baby Blossoms stamp set. But I don't want to use all of the stamps, I'm just going to use a couple of them. So I'm going to take the tiny little blooms, and I think I'm going to take that one. Okay, I'm going to be using Blushing Bride. I've got a piece of, I've got some scrap card, and using the Baby Blossom stamp set, I've just stamped some of the tiny flowers around the edges with Blushing Bride, and then I used Regal Rose for my roses around the edge, and then with a sponge dauber I just went around the outside and popped on some rose red ink so that it coordinates with the rest of the box. Next, what I'm going to do, you should have some spare cardstock, or anything that you've got really would be fine. And this is the alphabet set, which is in the mini catalogue that goes with the Big Shot. And I'm going to just cut out an initial by layering it on here. Okay, there'll be more details on how to use your Big Shot if you haven't used it. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out and I'll be right back. So what I've done is the little top note shape, which I punched out with the punch, I've stuck my A on it, and you've seen how I've coloured the edges and put the roses on, and I've just stuck that on the top of my box. So that's just a really cute little gift box. Next we're going to move on to the card. And you should have another top note in card and one in designer series paper. Now what you're going to do is you're going to flip over the top note so you're working with the wrong side on the cardstock, and you can decide, because it's double-sided, you can choose which way you're going to use your top note. So what you're going to need to do is we're going to fold the top of our top note down, decide more or less where you want to do that to, and get your straight line along the top. Okay, and then if you turn it over, you can see that you haven't quite gone up. It's not the same shape, so we're just going to snip that down. So following the curve that's already there. And then you should have a piece of ribbon. I like to tie my knot first, but everybody does stuff slightly different. So I'm just going to tie my knot so that I've got a loop, and then snip my ribbon. I'm going to cover the back of this flap in adhesive, and I can go this side this time, and wrap my edges around. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background again. But that's the finished project for this month. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy it, and good luck with your projects. Do take a picture and let us see what you made. And I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.